All right, welcome folks. All right, here's our first step in 1 point perspective, and we're gonna just try to do it all now that we've had some practice, just drawing basic forms just by themselves. I think we can do it using 1 point perspective. It's actually looks more complex, but it's a lot easier stepwise to create some different forms. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the basics: rectangles, cylinders, and triangles, and it'll be a little bit longer video. But I just want to make sure you guys get all the angles and concepts, okay? So, blank sheet of paper. You guys will want a pencil. I like to use mechanical pencils for this, or a sharp regular pencil. And you guys will definitely want a ruler or something straight, even if it's like a little wood plank, just to kind of help you draw straight lines here. Be a lot easier, okay? So 1 point perspective, guess what we start with? Drum roll, 1 point, okay? And let's just do kind of right in the center, maybe just right outside the center a little bit, okay? Just a little dot, if you can see it, go with it. It's not really supposed to be part of your design. I'm gonna lift this up here a little bit more, okay? Barely see it, but everything's gonna go to this 1 point. If you're not getting that aspect, you're doing it wrong, okay? Everything goes back to this 1 point, okay? There's always a handful of students that don't get that for some reason. Everything's, when they draw shapes, it's going in a different direction. So just kind of follow me on this. Now, even though we're using a ruler, I would like you guys to draw shapes freehand, okay? And so what we're gonna do, we'll kind of start out here. Let's just start with the basic rectangle or square. If you hear a crying baby in the background, it's not my child. My daughter left. Doll in here. That's glitching out. Kind of funny. Okay. All right. See how I just freehanded that? It'll go a lot quicker when people use rulers for that. They tend to take too much time. All right. So what we're going to look at here is we're going to look at the corners. We're going to match up the corners to this dot. Vanishing lines. Parallel lines recede into the distance, into a vanishing point. One of the principles and steps for 1 point perspective. So we're going to line up the dot with the angle. Draw a nice light line. Okay? Don't go dark. Light. Okay? Same thing here. Same thing here. Nice and light. All right. Why didn't I do this line? Because for these, I don't want them to look empty or prismatic. I want them to look solid in the future. So if you're confused about that, if you have an angle or a line that's going to go through the shape that you started with, don't draw it. You can see that all three of these don't go through the face. Okay, so we can draw those. Now, the last step is we want to disconnect these. Some of these we go all the way to the vanishing point, but for now I want you guys to practice disconnecting it. That's why I want you guys to draw light lines. So figure out what distance you want. Let's say you're kind of back here. And when we cut these off, we got to go parallel to the front edge. Okay? So even though it's back here, this line goes straight down. Let this line go straight down, okay? Don't worry if it looks weird. Just go parallel to here, okay? You're going to get a shape that looks kind of weird and, trapezoidy. Doesn't matter, okay? So this is the right side edge. This is the top edge. This does not continue up. This is a totally different side. From here, we're going to go parallel to this edge. Go straight across, okay? And that you'll have a nice, clean, full form. And then you can erase. If you use light lines, it should be easy to erase. Okay? That's it. You got two-sided. Now, for some shapes, rectangular prisms and triangular prisms, you'll just might see one side. Okay? And so when the side is, I think the term is perpendicular to the vanishing point, you're just going to see one side. If you have a shape that looks like it's pointing towards it, you're gonna see 2. Okay, see how the dot's kind of right in the middle? Okay, so we're gonna line these up. This one's gonna be easy. Okay, line it up all the way to the vanishing point. Make sure you connect that. And this just has one side. If we lined up this corner, it goes through the face, we don't draw it. Same thing here, don't really draw it. So here we just figure out what the distance is. And let's just go halfway and go parallel to here. That's it. Okay. So always start out with the shape first. Okay. Don't start off with lines coming out or emanating out from the vanishing point. I know some students do that as well. Always start off with the shape first. Okay. All right. And then cylinders, we're just going to do ovals. I recommend ovals rather than circles, so hopefully that's a little bit more comfortable. Nice, light, complete rotations for those. And these don't have corners, so where do we match them up? Well, we're going to line it up to the vanishing point here, and right where the ruler hits the edge, we stop. Right there, okay? So make sure you got a nice, can tell where the edge is. Mine's kind of sketchy. And this, you'll see that this edge flows right into that line, okay? Doesn't really make a corner. Same thing here. Vanishing point, right where the edge, see, I got 2 edges here. Just clean that up. Right about there. Nice light line. Flows right into that back edge here. We'll darken this up now. Really round. Looking pretty good. You can see, like, looks like it's shooting out. Now we're going to disconnect this one. Let's go about halfway. Just like our cylinders here. We want to go just as curved, if not more curved than the top edge here. I recommend more curved, okay? And flow this line straight into the sideline. It doesn't come to like a point, okay? It doesn't do that. It just flows right into the sideline there. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. And we will erase where it disconnects. And that's it. That's all you guys need to know for cylinders. You know, for when you create other ones in your design, you'll do some elongated, flatter ones, maybe really big ones. Let's do the flat one here. I should have mentioned in the beginning, you guys have to do 10 altogether, mix, variety. And so you can see that this angle, really flat. So we're going to do the same thing here. Maybe just a little bit more curved. And flow that line right into the sideline there. Okay, and then we'll disconnect. Woohoo! All right, looking pretty good. Okay, now these are all about the same size. It's okay for now. Let's do a triangle. Let's do one pointing towards, which will get 2 sides. And we'll do one pointed away, perpendicular, kind of like this one. Maybe a little bit taller, it doesn't really matter because we're only going to see the bottom side here. And let's line up the angles. Using all 1 point all the way. Okay. Now, again, some of these look cool when you just leave them to the vanishing point just for now, just for practice. We're going to cut it off. And we're going to do a different length here. We want variety for our final design, so I'm going to go like somewhere right in the middle here. Let's cut this off here. Parallel to the front edge, same direction. If you need to use your ruler for that, just kind of do this. You know, make sure it's the same angle. If not more angular. Same thing here. Maybe we'll do this. Just kind of visualize it. Is it the same angle? Right about there. Maybe just a little bit more than what you think. That'll look, give it a little bit more natural look. It's pretty good. And then we'll cut it off. And you can see why you want to do light lines in the beginning, because it's easier to erase. And let's go touch this one here. We just got one side to cut off. Let's go way back here. Let's do a little long one. So even though it's way back there, it still has to go parallel to this. It's pretty much straight up and down. And that's it. Okay, so we have 6 going on. Need to add 4 more for a completed assignment. I'd recommend experimenting with some large ones here, maybe even little small ones. We want some nice variety, different angles, different types of sizes, shapes, and angles. We don't want the same structures here, but hopefully that helps. And you guys will also see some other examples for you guys to emulate and copy.